Red flags versus pet peeves. How to know when to stay or walk away. Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond Feelings TV, where we help you navigate relationships with confidence and clarity. Today's topic is one that everyone should know about: red flags versus pet peeves. When to walk away. It's easy to confuse red flags with pet peeves, but understanding the difference can mean the difference between protecting yourself and unnecessarily cutting someone off. So what's a red flag? What's just a harmless quirk? And when should you decide it's time to call it quits? Stick around, because I'm about to break it all down. What's the difference between red flags and pet peeves? Let's start by defining these two terms. A red flag is a sign that there's something fundamentally wrong in the relationship, something that could harm your emotional, physical, or mental well-being. Think of red flags as those glaring warning signs that scream, "Pay attention." Examples include disrespect, manipulation, dishonesty, or controlling behavior. On the other hand, pet peeves are minor annoyances, things that might bug you but don't threaten the integrity of the relationship. These could be habits like chewing loudly, forgetting to put the cap back on the toothpaste, or texting with too many emojis. Pet peeves are about preferences, while red flags are about values and safety. Why do people confuse the two? Here's the thing. When we're in the middle of a relationship, it's easy to exaggerate pet peeves or downplay red flags. Why? Because emotions can cloud our judgment. Maybe you really love the person, so you convince yourself that their controlling behavior is just because they care. Or maybe their little habits drive you up the wall, and you start thinking, this is unbearable. The key is to step back and ask yourself, is this about compatibility or safety? Pet peeves can feel annoying, but they don't usually compromise your emotional health. Red flags, however, are serious and shouldn't be ignored. Signs of red flags. When to walk away. Okay, let's dive into the red flags. These are the deal breakers that signal it might be time to walk away. If you see one or more of these, it's important to reevaluate the relationship. 1. Disrespect. Do they belittle you, dismiss your opinions, or show zero regard for your boundaries? Disrespect isn't just a bad habit. It's a sign they don't value you as an equal partner. 2. Manipulation. Are they trying to control or guilt trip you into doing things you don't want to do? Manipulative behavior is toxic and can make you feel powerless. 3. Dishonesty. Lying or hiding things erodes trust. And without trust, a relationship cannot thrive. 4. Excessive jealousy or controlling behavior. It's one thing to feel a little jealousy, but if they're trying to monitor your every move, that's a major red flag. 5. Emotional abuse. Do they constantly criticize you, make you feel bad about yourself, or use emotional outbursts to intimidate you? These behaviors are harmful and damaging to your mental health. 6. Incompatibility in values. Are your fundamental beliefs about life, family, or goals completely at odds? While compromises can happen, huge mismatches in values can lead to ongoing conflict. If any of these sound familiar, it's time to seriously consider whether staying in the relationship is in your best interest. Remember, red flags are not fixable quirks. They're signs of deeper issues that could harm your well-being. What about pet peeves? Pet peeves, annoying but manageable. Now let's talk pet peeves. We all have them, and no relationship is immune to those little things that irritate us. But here's the good news. Pet peeves don't have to be a big deal. In fact, learning to deal with them can strengthen your relationship. Examples of pet peeves might include texting too much or too little, being a messy eater, snoring at night, forgetting to put away laundry. These are things that may annoy you, but they don't fundamentally compromise your happiness or safety. Pet peeves are part of every relationship, and they're usually manageable through communication and compromise. How to navigate pet peeves without overreacting. So, how do you handle pet peeves without letting them escalate? Here are a few tips. 1. Pick your battles. Ask yourself, is this really worth arguing over? If it's not a deal breaker, let it go and focus on the bigger picture. 2. Communicate kindly. Use I statements to express how you feel. For example, I feel frustrated when laundry piles up. Could we work on putting it away sooner? 3. Be open to their perspective. Maybe their habits stem from their upbringing or routines. Try to understand where they're coming from. 4. Focus on their strengths. Instead of obsessing over the negatives, remind yourself of the qualities you love about them. In short, don't sweat the small stuff. Relationships aren't about perfection. They're about finding harmony despite imperfections. How to decide, is it a red flag or a pet peeve? Still not sure whether you're dealing with a red flag or a pet peeve? Here's a quick checklist. 1. Does this compromise your emotional or physical well-being? If yes, it's likely a red flag. 2. Is it a recurring behavior that signals deeper issues? Red flags often show patterns, not one-time mistakes. 3. Can you address this issue through communication? Pet peeves can usually be resolved, while red flags require serious evaluation. 4. Does this align with your values? If a behavior goes against your fundamental beliefs or goals, it might be a red flag. 5. Are you just annoyed or do you feel unsafe? Pet peeves annoy, red flags alarm. Use these questions to clarify whether the issue is something you can live with or something you need to walk away from. Red flags and pet peeves are two very different things, but understanding the difference can save you from a lot of confusion. Red flags are serious. If you see them, don't ignore them. On the other hand, pet peeves are part of every relationship, and handling them with patience and communication can make your bond even stronger. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more relationship insights. And tell me in the comments, what's the biggest pet peeve or red flag you've encountered? I'd love to hear your stories. See you next time.